Alright guys, here's the trailer I bought from Camping Nation in Mesa. The owner, Zach Booth, probably a good dude trying to provide for his family. Understandable. With this trailer, I feel like he jumped the gun a little bit trying to make a profit. He said he saw it plugged in at the guy's house he bought it from, saw things work. I don't know if he took that guy's word that everything worked and just brought it back, wrote up a nice ad, put it up for sale. Pretty obvious he didn't go through it thoroughly, didn't know what was wrong with it, what it needed, and in my opinion, you can't fairly price a trailer if you don't know what's wrong with it. And for the price it was, if it was ready to roll, ready to camp, it would have been a fair price. But the amount of money I'm gonna have to spend and the amount of time to get it camping ready, it's really disappointing. And if you don't want to stick around for the details, the main gist is disappointment with the false advertisement on it was ready to roll, and B, the repairs he did make were very, very poor, terrible, especially coming from a dealership. You would expect better quality in the repairs. Anyways, these are the pictures of the article that I saw on Facebook. You can only tell so much from the pictures. They can only show so much detail, but that's why the description is there to affirm what you see in the pictures, right? And I called him up. He said if I put down $1,000 deposit, he'd hold it for me, which he did. And here's the ad. As described, 2009 Jayco Octane toy hauler. It's in really good shape with no issues. Very clean inside and out. Everything works great. AC unit is ducted and is ice cold. 13,500 BTUs. The furnace heater works great. It has great insulation. It will fit a 4-seat RZR no problem. 5,500 ohm generator, fires right up and has low hours. It's been very well serviced. Has a decent sized fuel station, 3 queen size beds that drop down, dining area, sleeps 10 comfortably. The length is 30.7 feet. It has a base weight per nada of 6,975 pounds, 112 gallon freshwater tank. Nice size awning, graphics are in decent shape. It has a swayway hitch included, 2 and 5/16 ball, clean AZ title. And sounds great, looks great in the pictures. As soon as I get there, not a 55 ohm generator, 4,000 watt. So right from the get-go, ads misleading, faults, whatever you want to call it. I asked him in person if he tested the furnace, if it worked. He said he hadn't tested it, assumed it did. Right here in the ad says the furnace heater works great. So when I show up, batteries are dead. I can't see a thing work. Trusting him. He says he'll put new batteries in them. I'm like, okay. Looking in the cupboards for mouse turds and all that. Notice right here under the microwave, the fill hose comes in for the fresh water tank. It has a slice in it. He says he'll fix that. On the outside, didn't notice this in the pictures, but there's packing tape all across this window here. It's broken. And I don't know how you don't notice a broken window if you've thoroughly gone through a trailer you're trying to sell. But he joked and said I'm taller than him. He just never looked up. That's probably why I noticed. Said he'll fix that. I asked him about the roof. He said it was in good condition, but would probably need attention in the next year or two. I climbed the ladder, peeked over the top. Yeah, he was right. Figured just as much. The trim over this tire was missing. He said he had it. It was just bent up, probably a blowout on the tire. Happens. Overall, a few things wrong with it. Claiming everything else works. I'm thinking, cool. He puts new batteries in it. I'll come back. I'll be able to start the generator, see everything work. We'll be all good to go. I'll pull this thing away. So we go in the office. I give him the remaining 14 KO. He writes up in a document what he's going to fix. And I'm on my way. Okay, people are going to ask me why I didn't ask for my money back that Tuesday, the deposit or whatever. Deposit was supposedly non-refundable. Again, I still hadn't seen anything work, so I couldn't say that the ad was false. And the immediate problems I saw, he said he was going to fix. So I left that Tuesday. We agreed that I would come back Sunday. Mind you, this is the week of Christmas, so Friday and Saturday are Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And I'm coming back Sunday. His business is closed. Someone was supposed to leave the gate open for me. Well, the gate was locked, so I call him up say, hey, the gate's locked, can't get in there. Well, while I'm waiting for him to show up, I, inspect the trailer. I climbed on the roof, I looked at the batteries, I looked at the window. Well, first thing I see with the batteries is they're new batteries. They had just the plastic pieces still on. The batteries weren't hooked up. A wad of wires taped here, a wad of wires taped there. I didn't know if that wad went to that battery, this wad went to this battery. Nothing was marked. I didn't take it apart, so I don't know where they go. You can figure it out. It's not rocket science, but I didn't want to be under the gun for hooking them up wrong and frying anything. And later, once he got there, he called his guy. We figured it out, got him hooked up. The generator still wouldn't start, so I still couldn't see anything run. But before he got there, I continued to inspect, like, the repairs. The window over here, that's the repair. That's the quality repair from Camping Nation. It's plexiglass. Plexiglass has a protective film on it, and the film is caulked in there. So that's kind of weird. Over in this corner, there's a big wad of caulking because it looks like the corner was broken off. I don't know how, but it's also starting to crack already towards the center of the window. So I start to see these repairs. Not good, in my opinion. So I look at this too. It looks like they extended the hose with a second splice. So now there's 2 splices instead of 1, or maybe should have just put in a solid piece of hose for that. I'm not liking the repairs. I like quality repairs. You think from a dealership they would be quality. On the outside of the fill, didn't even seal it back up. There's gaps. The trim he said he was going to put on was actually behind his building across the yard, and he was telling me he was thinking about just cutting the bent part off and then hanging it back up there, so it would look really janky and weird, which that doesn't matter. I can do that. It's just time I have to spend putting it back together. I am going to redo the hose. I am going to buy a new window, but like, it's from a dealership. You think he would have had a quality repair, a quality fix. So then before he gets there, I go to climb on the roof too to inspect that. So mind you, Tuesday, I climbed up the ladder and just peeked on the roof, and yeah, it looks worn. You can start to see black. The rubber has 2 layers, a white layer and a black layer. When you're getting down to the black, it's getting time to show it some love. He told me it would need attention in a year or 2, but other than that, it was good, assuming he's inspected the roof of this thing. Well, when I actually got up here and looked, I could see plywood here. I've added this patch. I could see plywood here. Added that patch. This right here, that's about as much plywood as it was exposed. Rubber's gone. Hole in the rubber roof. Over here, same thing. Another big hole. This one, the previous owner, whoever he bought it from maybe, blue painter's tape, which isn't waterproof at all, but they had tried to cover it. Half of it was missing. I could see plywood. And that week, Tuesday on, it rained a whole bunch at Camping Nation in Mesa. And he told me he went around all his trailers, went inside them, and looked to see if any water was leaking into the main cabin area. I guess that's how he checks to see if the roofs are good. He waits for a storm, goes in, you can't see water from the inside, the roof's good. I walked around with caulking and caulked everywhere. I thought might not be super sealed, but yeah, that's those holes in the rubber, that needs attention right now. That's not attention in a year or 2. And however long those holes have been there, I don't know. The plywood could be rotten underneath. There could be mold in the insulation. Don't know till I tear it all apart. But again, not as described, not as the condition he said. I mean, if a 70-year-old had bought this trailer from him and he told him a year or 2, don't worry about the roof,
it would just leak in. They wouldn't know until the damage was a lot more costly. All right, to finish up my experience there at Camping Nation, Zach wasn't feeling good on that Tuesday. When I came back Sunday, he told me he had tested positive for COVID. So I understand that he's been sick all week. I understand it's Christmas week and things just didn't get done as agreed upon in the contract, and he should have called me and told me the trailer didn't get done. Can we reschedule a pickup date? But instead, he shows up, wants me to drag this thing out of here unfinished. My daughter and wife are there, and he's around me hooking up batteries and stuff with COVID. So that's unprofessional, inconsiderate in my opinion. I end up taking it home. The door handle was busted. I couldn't even lock it from the outside. I had to go in through the ramp in the back door, lock the door from the inside, then go out the ramp. I've already replaced that door handle. I get home, put fuel in the generator tank, fire it up. I still have no power inside the trailer. And on this particular trailer, there's an auto transfer switch which transfers power from the power cord plug that you would plug in an RV pedestal and the generator's power. That's broken. Zach did say he saw things work while it was plugged in, so I'm sure that switch is just stuck in the one position. He offered to pay for the switch, which seems nice of him, seems fair, but if you think about the fact that he didn't have to pay someone to troubleshoot it, he didn't have to pay someone to install that part, he's saving money on labor costs, where now I'm wasting my time, he's wasting my time, because I have to make the repairs, I have to troubleshoot, which I shouldn't have to do because it was advertised as a fully functioning, ready to go camping it tomorrow trailer. So it's just disappointing the amount of time I'm gonna have to spend to fix the roof properly, to make repairs on the electrical and different things when it was advertised as ready to go. I try to find the silver lining in things, kind of hard on this one, but I suppose it's probably better I ended up with this trailer and not an elderly couple or someone who doesn't know how to work on these things, because in the end it would have cost them a lot more heartache and money, because they would have had to pay other people to do the work. I'm out my time, but I can do it myself and save money fixing this trailer I'm kind of stuck with now. So, but anyways, don't recommend getting repairs done at Camping Nation. Don't recommend buying anything there unless you've thoroughly gone through it on your own. And that's it. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm gonna post more videos as I fix this, how to fix it, and you can check it out.